Wait, they're the same age as you and I. Why do they look 10 years younger? What are they doing that you and I aren't? I've studied their secrets, and I am ready to share with you the health habits of how, as women over 40, we can have a strong, physical, feminine physique right now. Hey, health warriors, Tracy here, a licensed clinical social worker and nutrition coach, sharing easy ways you can eat, move, and live a life of mental and physical wellness over 40 and beyond. During my 70-pound weight loss journey, I observed the lifestyle choices of some stunningly remarkable ladies, taking little usable chunks of what they were doing properly, what was working, and borrowing from it with great success. Such as, maybe it was rebellion or complacency, but something was behind my drive to eat food that knowingly caused me to feel either discomfort, sluggishness, or both. Yet, I returned to those food items again and again. Things like cheese, Ritz crackers, cornflakes, gummy bears. Then I stumbled across an epiphany. Women who moved about their day with that uncaffeinated vibrancy, meaning no coffee, no soda, were in fact proactively fueling themselves to achieve their goal in a sustainable, repeatable, energetic kind of way. They had an unspoken guideline or principle for eating. Well, it was unspoken until I read something that Tracy Ellis Ross mentioned, the concept of the two-tiered food test. Tier 1 is that the food should taste good to the tongue and in the mouth. Don't go thinking Doritos, M&Ms, or a pint of Ben & Jerry's just yet. There's another tier. Remember I said 2 tiers, and they work conjointly. Tier 2 is that the food has to feel good in the stomach during and after consumption. So for me, if I went down that list, bloated, gassy, uncomfortably stuffed, and mental regret later would be non-factors. They would have to be non-factors in order to pass the food guideline test. Thinking about food choices this way left me eating and experiencing vibrancy and energy after eating. Cause I realized that eating a pound of gummy bears or an entire sleeve of graham crackers, dairy, cornflakes, did not pass the 2-tier test guidelines. Now I see that walking around with a burrito baby is a drain on energy, and it pulls my attention back to, wait a minute, what made me skip this simple step? I don't know. Which foods have you been allowing yourself to eat that aren't passing the 2-tier test with an A grade? I never liked being asked about my family history during routine doctor visits. They seem to be like that yearly reminder that high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, weight gain was in my near to immediate future, since there was evidence of it in my family, both maternal and paternal, hereditary. But is it really? Less than stellar health markers do have a genetic component. However, science has shown that environment can overrule our genetics to some extent. Did you know that you can create an eating and movement plan in support of having a stronger cellular base that is less susceptible to shared family illnesses and disease? For years, I played squirrel, freeze, and merely accepted the fate that would be my family history. I was 35 when my doctors told me I was pre-diabetic and chalked it up to family genetics, nothing I should really worry about. What? I was unwilling to accept nonchalant fate and went digging around, pleased to discover that one of the secrets of healthy, vibrant, feeling women over 40, those getting quality sleep and energy to complete the items on their to-do list, is taking into account their family history and using that knowledge to shape a lifestyle free of those ailments. Take Gabrielle Union, for example, who gained understanding of her family dynamic and history, noticed the impact on her mental well-being, and used that knowledge to strategically plan a course of action. That must be why she says that fitness and therapy are priorities for her mental and emotional health. Midways through perimenopause, things felt really chaotic and out of my control. Having structure and reasonable expectations helped me greatly during this time. Things like bi-weekly check-ins with my nutritionist helped me to build foods in support of the changes that would come with peri and postmenopause. It quieted some of that chaos. That's what I noticed. When was the last time you identified any health markers of your family and Googled best foods and habits to prevent that, or connected with a dietitian or nutritionist? Instead of allowing your family history to dictate and actually strip away from you a better future, a better tomorrow, take steps today to institute change in opposition of those things. Sexy, powerful, strong, a work of art really, is the only way that I can describe Serena Williams and her legs. How'd she get those? Where can I get a pair? Serena has wicked ethics and values when it comes to her skills and her abilities on the court. There's no argument there. I was floored when I discovered that she does barbell squats more so than dumbbell squats. You know what happened next. Barbell squats, they became a thing that I started doing in addition to my dumbbell squats. However, barbell squats can become challenging faster due to the ability to add more and more weight on in a shorter time frame. So just know that, okay? But aside from her workout routine, the real magic to how she is who she is, a person that is undeterred when health adversities arise, including hormonal shifts, a real thing over 40 and beyond, is her ability to evoke mental toughness, where she checks in with herself and asks, what's going on upstairs? One evening while peeling potatoes, I started crying really hard. It was like, the ugly cry. And my husband and my sons came rushing in, trying to figure out what was wrong. Was I hurt or something? After they assessed that everything was okay, they stood there speechless, unsure what was wrong. You know what I did? I asked them to finish prepping the meal so I could go out and take a walk around the neighborhood. Before, sad, overwhelming feelings would have had me grabbing a handful of cookies, the whole box really, running into my room, slamming the door, sitting down and angry eating. Instead, I did what Serena Williams does that enables her to stay elevated towards her goal, building that mental toughness. Working on having a strong mental game includes you and I visualizing how we want our day, the moment to be, scanning for potential obstacles and how we will move over them in a way that is pleasing and beneficial for us, and act accordingly. And for me, I know that when I become overwhelmed, when I'm like exposed in that way, I want to eat. I like my emotions need that. But I had already been practicing visualizing myself when that moment happens. If it happens again, then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go outside. I'll go for a walk. Sometimes in my visualization, I'm grabbing my husband's hand and I'm just like, walk with me, but don't talk. Just walk next to me. Don't talk. I had that already instilled in my mind. I had practiced it. So when it came, I was ready. I had that mental toughness. This was really beneficial in helping me to get past the drive to want to give in to emotional eating. Part of Serena's mental game plan is on how food can help her reach her health and fitness goals. For me, during my crying moment, I had to pause and ask myself, what will help me reach my health and wellness goals? A cookie or a walk or a nap? This process is something we can borrow to reduce the amount of stressors our bodies and hormones encounter. The more balanced our hormones are, the easier it is to lose and keep off unwanted weight. Can I get a thumbs up for stepping on the scale and it's saying, hello, fat loss, you are welcome here? Is it safe to say that if the scale has gone up to a point where you feel uncomfortable and your clothes are a little bit more snug than last month, last year, years, that somewhere along the way you've allowed yourself to become slightly less consistent for a longer stretch of time than desired? My weight loss endeavor was not a one and done type of situation, or not my first rodeo, as they like to say. I had lost and regained weight a few times. I've done the span of all the diets. There was the slim fast diet, eat for your body type, carnivore diet, vegetarian, vegan, keto, intermittent fasting, and a few others that were specifically designed for health issues. And I did all of that, and I did all the exercising until I borrowed a notion from Layla Ali. See, she floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee, but you know what else? She was one of the first women I recall seeing who worked out with skillful consistency I had only seen men doing. She wasn't spending hours at the gym running on the treadmill, nor doing step aerobics, because I owned so many Jane Fonda, Leslie Sansone, Tybo workout tapes, but Layla Ali wasn't jumping and dancing about. Instead, she was punching and lifting and moving with a purpose bigger than fitting into a pair of skinny jeans. Her physique screamed powerful, strong, consistent. What was her secret? Erasing self-doubt. How does the saying go? If you have a mindset that you will achieve something, then you will do it. In contrast, if you keep doubting yourself, you might not succeed. You're reaping your thoughts. Layla says that she has pushed herself, not rely on motivation, but act from a place of discipline, self-discipline. Healthy became a passion for her that shows up in her meals and the foods she chooses to eat. I read a quote where she was cited as saying, I have to work hard at being fit. And there you have it. Whether it's embarking on a diet for a small time frame, scheduling workout days or times, prioritizing recovery time with hobbies and sleep, Layla engages her health the way one would their startup company before investors. Corporation of Tracy stays operational by me scheduling when and the types of workouts I will do, drafting a daily meal plan for myself, planning recovery days. Each week it could be a massage or an Epsom salt bath, sitting in the infrared sauna, or doing longer yoga routines, or having alarm sets to remind me to drink water, get up and take a stretch, or go for a walk, or just really go to bed. Now imagine your life like that startup business you've dreamt of having, the one that has all the prospects mapped out, showing you that you will, in fact, gain a return on your investment in exactly 365 days from today. And the investors will be fighting for a seat at the table. What one small thing are you willing to do today to move your dream half a notch up towards the goal marker? That's how Layla thinks. And once I started doing that, whoa, yes. You know Jenny from the block, J-Lo. The secret to her Benjamin Button transformation of tighter looking abs, solid muscle definition in her arms, leg, back, and glowing radiant skin, oh my, over 50 is twofold. Aside from having a personal chef, trainer, childcare help, let's not overlook that she still has to show up to put in some effort to do the work. Starting with and recognizing protein in its proper place in her meal regimen. When we are 40 and beyond, eating adequate protein is a secret that should no longer be a secret. During these wisdom years, you and I would do well to eat 0.8 grams to 1 gram of quality protein spread across 3 to 5 meals each day based on our total caloric intake range. If you don't know what that is, Google protein calculator, input your age, height, weight, and activity level. And be realistic about your activity level, okay? This calculator will give you your daily range of protein that is best suited for you. Higher levels of protein intake results in greater, longer feelings of fullness and less cravings. Secondly, J-Lo must have been playing LL Cool J's iconic song, I Need Love, on repeat, because I've read several articles where she says she credits her career and health success to learning to love herself, to refrain from spending so much time worrying about what others think about her. Noticing that when you love yourself and you're happy, that it reflects in your whole body and you want to show up for yourself more. Start wearing self-confidence like a badge of honor using these tips. Eat well, stay active.